Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, Steve pitches an idea to Buffalo Trace since they probably wouldn't take his phone call.
Yeah, probably not.
My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Justine Mays and Katie Joyce.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello. So, yeah, this was a moment of clarity that I had while I was at my recent stop at Buffalo Trace, where I went and saw what happens in the morning there, and we'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, Katie said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Katie?
Yeah, I'm curious to see what kind of students you all were back in high school days, and to know, did you ever receive detention?
Mm-hmm.
Or were you ever close to receiving detention?
2 of them, different years.
Why does this not surprise me?
One of them was in band. I was not good at band, was not interested in band, but we had to do an extracurricular band or choir. I can't sing, so I was like, I can learn to play an instrument probably. Never learned, just kind of faked it, looked what the person next to me was doing.
Also does not surprise me.
Played it, but you weren't allowed to chew gum in band. In early 2000s, we're all
Well, it's not fair to the kids on the horns.
I had a clarinet, and I didn't really know how it worked. But
I don't think you should be chewing gum with that.
Gum chewers. So I had this big wad of gum in my mouth, and the band was like, "Are you chewing gum?" I was like, "No," and he was like, "You are. We can see it." And I'm like, "Okay." And he told me to spit it out, and then I got a detention when I didn't want to spit it out because I wasn't playing anyways because I didn't know how. So I got. Then that was my junior year. But my sophomore year, we had Spanish, and I was in Spanish with one of my best friends, and she didn't understand it, but I did. And I was we had these little workbooks, they weren't big paper,
right.
They were little tiny workbooks. And she was like, "Hey, I didn't get my homework done. Can I copy yours?" And mine was good. I figured out my Spanish. So I was like, "Yeah, just here, have it." Her dumbass was sitting in the hallway by the lockers with mine and hers. A teacher walks by and I was like, "Why do you have 2 notebooks?" So she got detention for copying. I got detention for giving it to her. I'm like, I was just being a good friend and I get detention for that. So,
really?
Twice for me.
Okay. Back in the typing class, I couldn't type, so you just paid Lenny Detmer $5 and he'd do your typing, your time test. That's what you had to get through time test to get past that thing. So yeah, that was good. As far as a student, I have 2 different student careers. For kindergarten through 4th grade, I was like a brainiac, and I sat because my name was Akeley. It was always done. I was always the first one up. The first row, first person was me, and so I sat up front by the teacher, and I was teacher's pet. Kindergarten through 4th grade. And then when you kind of start getting into girls, I was like, what am I doing with my life here? I'm just this dork at the front of the class studying all the time. I never got anything but an A. I got all A's, and everything was good. And then I had this teacher, Mrs. Benhock, who was at the end of her career, like an old woman. She just loved me, and I was like, this is this is not good. She's writing all this cool stuff about me on my report card and then I realized, so I started cracking some jokes and it was funny. And then the girls start talking to me. So after that, from that point forward, starting in end of fourth grade, into fifth grade and on all the way through to my career, I was a terrible student because I just, laughed and did that. And I was fairly smart where I could get it together enough to pass the grade and stuff like that. So school wasn't that hard for me. So I just skated and had fun. So yeah. And I got in a lot of trouble and detentions and all that kind of stuff, but it was worth it. It was worth it. If I had to go back and do it again, I would do it all over the exact
It didn't bother you at all to have detention?
No, it didn't bother me. No, I was a bad boy then. Yeah.
I was a bad boy.
I was a bad boy.
Detention wasn't that big a deal. They were just like, literally shut up and do your homework.
Yeah.
The shutting up was the hardest part because I'm just like, oh, I'm in here with like most of my friends, like,
right.
App, and they're like, shut the hell up and do your homework. Like, it's an hour after school, but my mom's pissed because I couldn't ride the bus and she had to come get me an hour later. Like, that was the only issue. It was not a big deal to get detention.
No, and you only got it twice, so not that big of a deal for you. Yeah.
For good reason.
I was such a problem in class. Like, a couple of my teachers, I remember, they would just let me nap because then at least I was quiet. You could nap in the class.
My God.
Yeah. Yeah.
You clearly did not go to Catholic school.
No, I didn't go to public school.
Public school, no.
Public school, no. So that was it. Justine, how about you? Were you a good student?
As for getting into trouble, yes, I was a good student because I never got into trouble. I never had detention. As for like academically, like I did good until high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just kind of like middle of the road. Not really. I don't have the attention span for like books. I'm not a book smart person. I'm a hands-on learner. So I always did good in like the technical classes, like wood shop, art, gym, photography, stuff like that. But yeah, the rest of my classes, I did what I had to do to graduate.
There you go. Don't ask any questions on that. We're going to be showing a movie I did in high school coming up at the ABV Barrel Shop.
Yes. Your horror movie?
My horror movie. It's
awesome.
going to be we're going to show a double feature, that and Creature from the Black Lagoon coming up maybe in 2 Fridays from now or something like that.
That's exciting.
The Friday before Halloween, which is on a Friday, so the 24th. Yeah, it's very exciting. Very exciting. It's debut live audience for the first time since like high school. So
since 40 years ago.
Yeah, 40 years ago. I graduated in '86, and this was probably '85. Probably '85 when because I was a junior. Yeah. I'm trying to track down that teacher. I'm not having any luck. Mrs. Davis. I'd like to, hopefully she's still around. She was my favorite teacher out of any of my teachers, and I would like to reach out to her.
Reach out to the school directly?
No, I guess I could do that. So do you have any contact information on Mrs. Davis? I'd just like to tell her thank you for a guy who basically was floundering, and in that class, she was the type that liked everybody. And the fact that I was this fuck up that just liked to crack people up and didn't care about school or anything like that, she took a liking to me, and then my little group of buddies that made this movie. I mean, it made a difference. It did. A teacher that cared made a big difference over the ones who were like, this guy's just a problem.
Right.
Let's just try to get him to get out of here because he annoys me. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, reach out to your school because like my old high school has a director of alumni relations, and like they're in charge of like helping people reconnect, stuff like that.
All right. Mrs. Davis, I'm coming for you. So let's see if we can find
You're
her.
Get her number, and she's like, "I've been listening to the Bourbon
that
Daily."
would be good. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Bonnie Davis. If anybody knows Bonnie Davis out there, I want to talk to her. All right. Katie, you asked the question. What about you?
I think it will surprise no one to know that I was a neurotic A student who never even came close to getting a detention.
Okay.
So I went to Catholic school all through grade school and high school. It was very strict to begin with.
Very strict.
Very regimented. But we did have cards that you get signed. If you had your card signed 5 times, then you would get detention unless you had done something worse that just qualified for automatic detention.
Right.
And I had one signature on my card. Like you get cards like if your shirt was untucked, if like your uniform wasn't proper, if so like you could get your card signed for so many things. one time in my entire high school career, I had my card signed and I still maintained that it was bullshit. So like I was almost late to class because I was going to study hall. So I had to go down to my locker like 2 hallways away and I was grabbing all my books because I was going to use them in study hall. And I went all the way back up and I was like running because I knew I was close to the bell. And the teacher was out in the hallway and I get close and she goes, "Oh, hi, Katie," and waves to me. So I thought, great. I make contact with the teacher. I'm good. I don't need to keep running down the hallway like an idiot. And this is freshman year. And the bell rings when I am 2 steps from the door. Like if I had kept running,
You kept running, you made it.
And she goes, "Okay, I'm gonna need your card. You're late."
Whoa.
Oh, that's a mean teacher.
Did the tears start?
I still remember her name because she pissed me off so much.
That was a trap. She trapped.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, this is study hall. Who gives a fuck? I was like, this doesn't matter anyway. I understand that there's rules. I was like, I was running and you knew that I would have made it.
Right.
But
And you
made
had
contact
scissors in
with
your
me,
backpack.
waved and said my name. So then I stopped running. Like,
Yes.
it upset me so much. And of course, there were kids who were like, whatever. It's like the first card signature. I'm not even close to the.
Did you cry? Be honest. Were there tears?
I did not cry. I held it together and did not cry.
Okay.
I did cry the very first time I got a B in a class. That was in 7th grade. It was in religion. This was the beginning of the end for me, I think, in my religious career.
Right. Your religious career was nearing its end at this point.
That's when I decided I was not going to be a nun. So
Uh-huh.
when I got a B in religion, and I cried then. I was very upset. It was my first B.
Your first B.
It ruined my straight A's.
You ruined it. You ruined it.
Completely.
What did your parents think when you got the B?
My mom was relieved because she would routinely tell me that she would rather have a well-rounded B student than a neurotic A student. And I was like, well, it's a good thing that I'm dad's child and not yours, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So it worked out. It all worked out. Okay.
And they were like, it's not that big of a deal. It's fine. Religion class doesn't really matter. You're here for the better education, not the religion anyway. And I was like, no, my life is over.
Katie was such a good kid. Like
yeah.
my brother and I are only a year apart. So like when I was a sophomore, he'd be a freshman. So my freshman year, I failed algebra because I don't know how to do math. And then I moved on to like be a sophomore, but like I had to take the algebra class again that he was in his freshman year. He's getting fucking A's and I'm over here being like, I'm really proud of this D right now.
Yeah.
Fucking help me. I'd be like, can you just like do it for me so like I get your grades also? And he's like, no, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, I don't understand it at all. And he was like, no, I'm not doing it for you. They'll know. He's like, so I'll do your homework, you'll get A's and you're gonna go fail a test. He's like, I'm not doing it for you. And I'm like, that's probably accurate. So I'm just like, I worked real hard for those D's in algebra.
I was right there with you, McDo. I did the very minimum, but one time, when you're a parent, you got to tell your kid, hey, the grades are important. You might not see why and you got to do this, but then my kid found one of my old high school report cards at my parents' house, and she comes over and she says, one of those things, like he'll slide it over on the desk. She's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh shit."
Like, Mom, why'd you keep that? I told you to burn it.
Yes.
So funny.
I'm trying to raise a kid here.
That's such a mom thing to keep everything.
Oh no,
my God, yes.
My mom has files of stuff. Yes.
She's been actually purging things. She's like, do you want this award from elementary? I'm like, no,
yes.
I don't. Mom, what am I going to put it on my fridge? What am I going to do with that? No. And she's like, well, this was from the science fair. This was from this. I'm like,
right. My mom has all that shit too.
I'm good. Throw it away.
At Thanksgiving, she puts out this pilgrim husband and wife that I had to make in like art class of like 4th grade or something. So, yeah, it's a Thanksgiving decoration.
My mom still puts out a nativity scene each year that my brother made when he was about that age, and it was an old Nike shoebox that he took up and then painted the inside, and then had pre-made little wooden figures. All he did was cut open a shoebox, paint it black, put some fake moss on it, and then put these pre-made little figurines. Every fucking year that thing comes out. On the mantle, front and center.
I want a photo of that.
She's like, oh, it's the nativity that Kevin made. I'm like, no, he cut open a box. He didn't make a nativity scene.
Oh, that's great.
Loads of this shit in the basement, and even my brother's like, no, like get rid of it. He's like, you can take it to your house. I'm like, absolutely not.
Right.
Throw it in the trash. You have 2 canisters out there. Just put it in there. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, like sometimes she can't bring herself to throw it away. So
right.
It's like, hey, I'll take it, and then I throw it in my trash.
Yep.
Exactly. You have to do that because they hang on to that shit. Yeah.
My dad will go through the trash and take stuff back out. So you really cannot throw it away at their house. He'll be like, what is this art award doing in the trash?
We were hanging on to that. So,
well, where it should have been in 1998, Dad.
Yeah.
Could have been there 30 years ago. Would have been fine.
Right. On that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? We're starting with Katie this time. Katie, what do you got?
I have Art of the Spirits. Which one is this? Range Riders.
Range Riders. Okay, that's a hazmat. That's a hazmat. 140 proof.
Yes, it is.
Someone from us. Yeah. Wow. Jeez. Is everyone okay?
My ears hurt a little bit.
We didn't lose anybody there, did we? That's good. Okay. All right. All right. I've verified everyone is still here, so we're good. All right, Justine.
I was so nervous I was going to fuck that up too because I was pulling on it wasn't coming. I was like, fucking cork, don't embarrass me.
That was a good one. Explosive. We're getting a new hazmat, so yeah. And this one's like 152 proof or something like that. So just picked it yesterday.
I need to go into it. I probably have boxes stacking up.
Oh yeah. Darren said, "Is Katie coming down for a Bourbon Palooza?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, that's gonna be a major contribution to us getting this place cleaned up." I'm like, "Oh."
He's not even worried about the sales. He's worried about cleaning off the shelves.
Yes. Yeah. He's like, "This
is good." I think he's scared to have me come back down there.
Oh yeah. It's
after I cleaned up last time.
Yeah. So he's been working on trying to get Justine ready. So we'll see how he does. All right, Justine, you're next. What do you got?
I have Trackside Distilling Company. This is their founder's release.
Okay. Solid, but you heard what Katie did there, so it really doesn't matter. So
I got nothing on that.
Right. I got Yellowstone. This is a store pick, not the Barrel Shop store pick, just a local shop pick. Here we go. Not much there.
It was so cute.
It was nice. It was pleasant to the ear. It was pleasant to the ear. Katie still has the lead, though. But wait a second. McNew's still left. McNew, what do you got?
She's going to keep it because it's October, and I don't care how low this gets. I have the Headless Horseman Taconic, and I'm going to open it because it's October.
Okay.
It won't do anything.
Yeah, didn't do anything. You're right about that, McNew. So, Katie, you win. Handily. So cheers to Katie.
Ding.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, I'm going to talk to you guys about this business idea that we've got. I'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Hello, this is Daddy Kennard, and I'm recording on the ABV Network.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today, Steve is pitching a business idea to Buffalo Trace.
Yes, we are. So recently, Buffalo Trace was in the news. And of course, we did a show about this topic just a couple days ago, where we talked about how well they're doing, and that's being driven primarily through what they're doing at the distillery. They have this thing where every day they open the doors and they sell an amazing amount. It's like Christmas every day for them, because that's what they're the volume and the numbers that they're doing. And I got to thinking, and again, this. It doesn't have to be exclusive to me. I could be the first one. I could be the test one, whatever they want. I will rent another space in the shopping center I'm in. We have some openings. I could rent another space, and it could be warehouse space. And each day, I'm not going to be able to sell the volume they do, but each day I'll open up 2 hours early, and we'll do a Buffalo Trace drop. Whatever they tell me. I'll have the stuff in inventory. They'll tell me what's good. They'll tell me the plan. Okay, on Monday, Steve, release 100 bottles or whatever it is, whatever they deem would be appropriate for my size store to release, and do 100 bottles or 200 or whatever it is of Eagle Rare, small Colonel E.H. Taylor, and Weller Special Reserve. And I'll open the doors. There'll be lines formed outside there. I'll get them through, and it'll be just like a mini tasting room version of Buffalo Trace that'll happen each and every day at the ABV Barrel Shop. What do you guys think about that? And if you think about if that's successful for them, they can replicate that through stores throughout the country. They could literally dominate what they see happening in Frankfort, Kentucky. They could replicate that. Again, you can't do it at every store in the market, but pick out one per market. And I'd like to be because it's my idea, I'd like to be the first one and the only one in the St. Louis area.
I could see this fitting in nicely with what the next phase might be, since phase 1 was deny, and then phase 2 is allow, and then for more of a saturation to get every last bit out. So once they've confirmed that all of those who are willing to travel to Kentucky to their location already have, now we need to get the reach to those who aren't going to travel and go to them.
Yes.
I think this fits in beautifully with their potential next phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I think they need to put it out like a concert tour. So like your favorite artist, like here's the lineup, here's the cities you'll be in. They need to do it like that. And I think that would like hype up a lot of people. Be like, oh, you're not coming to Indy? I can absolutely drive to St. Louis. Or you're not coming to like Omaha? Like you can go to some other Midwestern city. Like, I think just put a list, like tour dates would be cool.
Tour dates. Yes, but you have to work within the legal system. So again, they can't go out themselves and sell. They have to go through a distributor that then goes through a retailer. And that's going to vary. Like some states would allow like off-site sales. Like you could set up a booth and a liquor store could sell there. Other places you have to sell physically within the store itself. You can't be like, hey, it's we have a license to sell liquor and we can do that wherever. You know, that's not how it works. So yeah, there would be.
Yeah, so they could still do that and just have have
them pick it up at the store.
Yeah, well, I mean, just like them travel around and like sell at your store, and then they're going to be in Indy on this date and sell at this store, and then give you whatever store that they sell through.
Yeah, I think Yellowstone did that a couple summers, or not Yellowstone. Yellowstone did, and then Bart's Bourbon Company did. They did like their little
Right.
camper tour thing. You could absolutely do that.
You can do that, but it's also you're allocating your resources for the bus that's going to take you around. You got to
Right.
allocate your people. What I'm talking about is there's no extra expense on theirs. They're taking whiskey that they're going to sell already, and then they're sending it to a specific location. So they'll work with their
The
distributor.
authorized retailers.
Yeah,
Kinda
and
like
then
there's the
Yeah.
normal AT&T store, and then in the smaller towns, there's the AT&T authorized retailer
Shit.
for each
But
location.
your Buffalo Trace authorized for you.
And I would sign whatever agreement that I would never say anything. Like, the problem is if you get, then people start saying what it's going to be. I wouldn't ruin any of their marketing. I would be like, you tell me what you want. And if we don't want to say anything until that morning, hey, this is Blanton's Day. I'm not going to say anything. It's a gravy train for me. I'll not gonna.
I think that's a really, actually, so now that makes more sense to me now that it's put that way. That's actually brilliant, Steve, and you should.
Yeah, because if you think about that, and they pick out the top 100 markets, and they designate a liquor store in 100 markets that does good selling whiskey, and they do this concept. How much are they selling each day?
Right.
Each and every day.
Yeah. So, are you willing to sell a lot of Wheatley vodka to get this opportunity?
No,
We
I'm
think of a
all I'm
different use for Wheatley vodka.
yeah. No, I can't sell the Wheatley vodka, so yeah, I don't have room. You've been to the place, and we don't really have.
It
room.
would be cool if instead of doing it to like whoever sells the most of their lowest product, that they actually identify the stores that like aim towards
Right.
good bourbon whiskey offerings.
Right.
Because
So, and here's a perfect example. So we had Buzzard's Roost come into the store today, and they said, "Congratulations, you guys are our number one store in the country. We're 1,000 square feet in Arnold, Missouri, and we are the biggest Buzzard's Roost store in the country for sales. Individual store, not obviously markets and things like that, but we're the biggest store that they've got." Not physically, but sales of Buzzard's Roost bottles. So, yes.
That's amazing.
that is amazing.
That is pretty cool.
The audience and like customers you curated for
Yeah.
having good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So we had Jimmy James, if you know him. He's like a brand ambassador for them. Actually, he just got promoted. He's like senior brand ambassador. He's like the guy. And then we had their president or whatever he is of marketing. He was there with them, and they gave us a barrel head. And they're going to do an event at our store too coming up. So which is kind of cool. So it's going to be the only one in the St. Louis market. They're going to come to our store. We're going to do a thing on both sides. So it'll be like on one side it'll be a talk about Buzzard's Roost and all that, and then on the other side there'll be a cocktail class, and then a barrel president where they talk about what they do with the barrels. So like on the speakeasy side, they'll have this cocktail class going around a bar, and then they'll have the station where they talk about their barrels and the proprietary, and yeah, so it's gonna be a cool thing. And then you're on both sides, and then they switch. So that gives us like 30 will be on the speakeasy side learning about the barrels in the cocktail class, and then the other side has the like kind of sit down classroom thing, and then at some point they switch, and then they get to do the other thing. So we'll actually have 60 people at the event, which is a big event for us based on the size of the store. So yeah.
That's a great idea to split it up like that. So
Yeah. So that was my idea. I came in, I showed them the space I'm talking about because they had seen photos of the store. They kind of knew what that looked like, but they hadn't seen what the speakeasy looked like. This will work. This will be good. So yeah, pretty excited about that. So Buffalo Trace, if you're listening, I can work out something with you too. We can get creative, and yeah, I think it'd be fun. And again, you tell me what the rules are, Buffalo Trace, and I'll follow them. So yeah,
it would be cool to if you almost had to like set up a totally separate space. Like it couldn't be part of your store. You had to be willing to
that's
set
fine
up
too.
a
Yeah,
space that was clearly separated, and then it would be like Buffalo Trace brought to you by
ABV Barrel Shop. Yeah. I would get the store. There's a store 2 down. There's a dentist's office between the speakeasy and this empty store, but I would grab that. I'd grab that one. And so it'd be, or I could keep a watchful eye on all of it, but have that.
And I think then that would cut out a lot of the stores that are just selling the higher volume of the lower product and therefore get some of their nicer products.
Right.
The people willing to put in that kind of work are going to be
that no whiskey
focus markets anyway.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. We want to represent your brand the way you'd represent it yourself. We're not just putting it on the shelf and it's got to find its own way. We talk about these things because we care about it. So. Yeah, so there you go. There's the business idea. So
I like it.
It's out there in the ether now. So now Does it come back to me? We'll see. We'll see if they'll listen.
We'll come back and
He's manifesting it.
I'm sure they'll listen. They listen to everything. By the way, they've got that thing that transcribes the podcast, and we're on that list because they
we mentioned them often.
They
yeah.
they
Do we need to add in any more keywords to like help them catch their AI?
Yeah,
what else can we say so that their AI is like, you should pay attention to this one?
Buffalo Trace opportunity.
Yeah.
Make
Barrel
money.
Shop.
We love
money.
Buffalo Trace. We love
Money.
print more money. Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. So there you go. It could be a thing. It could be a thing. So we'll see.
Make a vision board.
Yeah. On that note, we'll wrap it up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Katie, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me over on Instagram at KatieProof.
All right. Justine.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
All right. McNew.
Also on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.